It begins with a flash of light, silent, blinding, and utterly out of place in the desert sky. The year is 1947. The place, a remote stretch of land just outside Roswell, New Mexico. July heat clings to the ground like static, and the air carries the whisper of something unspoken. Beneath the wide canopy of stars, a rancher named Mac Brazel stares out into the darkness, unaware that he is about to step into the most controversial mystery in American history.
At first, it was just noise, a low stuttering thump followed by the shrill cry of animals on edge. The kind of disturbance that doesn't just wake you up, it rearranges your instincts. The next morning, as Brazel rode out on horseback across his sheep pasture, the sun revealed something far more unusual than tumbleweeds or coyote prints. The ground was littered with twisted metallic debris, shiny, lightweight, unlike anything he had seen before. Some of it was wafer-thin, yet it wouldn't burn, bend, or break. A strange purple hue shimmered along the edges. Symbols, unreadable, like hieroglyphs from another age, ran along the inner folds.
By 10:15 a.m., Brazel was at the local sheriff's office in Roswell, eyes wide, a voice low. Within an hour, the sheriff had notified the nearby Roswell Army Airfield, and at that moment, the story, whatever it was, left the dusty hands of a sheep rancher and entered the cold, calculated grip of the United States military. On July 8, 1947, just one day later, the world tilted.
A press release from the 509th Bomb Group at Roswell declared something unprecedented. The U.S. Army Air Forces had recovered a flying disc. Newspapers ran with the headline, "RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region." The public buzzed. Radios crackled with theories. For a brief, electrifying moment, it seemed like the universe had just blinked and Earth had caught it in the act.
But then, just as suddenly, the story reversed. By the afternoon of July 9th, a new official narrative was released. The flying disc, the military now said, was simply a weather balloon, nothing more. Photos were staged showing dull rubber and wooden sticks. Officers who had originally claimed the material was unknown now stood beside it, faces unreadable, repeating lines that didn't match their initial reports. The story had been rewritten, quickly, neatly, with military precision.
And something about that didn't sit light.
Witnesses who had seen the debris before the Army's arrival spoke in hushed tones. Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer first on the scene, later admitted in interviews that what he held in his hands wasn't from Earth. He had told his wife and son that night that they had discovered something extraordinary, something not made by human hands. But the next day, he posed for a photograph holding weather balloon scraps. That smile in the photo, it wasn't joy, it was compliance. Inside the halls of the military, silence descended like a fog. Brazel, the rancher, vanished from public view for days. When he resurfaced, his story had changed. He now claimed he had found rubber strips and sticks. No mention of metal, no symbols, no mystery. The transformation was surgical, mechanical, as if something or someone had rewritten his memory. But the town of Roswell wasn't so easily silenced. Locals whispered of unmarked trucks arriving in the dead of night, soldiers combing the desert floor with Geiger counters, barbed wire fences erected around the crash site. A nurse at the Roswell Army Hospital claimed to have seen something more than debris, something small, fragile, humanoid. Her testimony, later erased from official records, became legend. She disappeared soon after. In the shadows, the pieces didn't fit. The cover story had seams, and they were fraying.
What the public didn't know, couldn't know, was that just weeks earlier, another event had shaken the military. The skies over Washington had lit up with radar anomalies. Lights moved too fast, changed direction mid-flight, danced around the Capitol as if mocking gravity itself. Fighter jets were scrambled. No contact, no capture, just silence. And then, nothing?
Roswell may have been the crescendo of something already in motion. Decades passed, but the story refused to die. In 1978, nuclear physicist Stanton Friedman tracked down Jesse Marcel. On camera, Marcel finally said what many had suspected: the wreckage was not from this Earth. That same year, more witnesses came forward. Military personnel, morticians, radar operators, each with a fragment, each sworn to secrecy for decades. The timeline widened, new names surfaced, and in their silence, a shape began to form. There were rumors of bodies retrieved and stored at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. Autopsies conducted in low-lit rooms, reports typed on unmarked machines, cold steel tables, eyes that did not blink. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force, under mounting pressure, released a new report. This time, they claimed the wreckage was part of a secret, high-altitude surveillance project called Project Mogul, designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests. The explanation, they said, accounted for the unusual debris, the secrecy, the confusion. But questions remained. Then came 1997, the 50th anniversary of the crash. A new wave of investigations began. Testimonies were re-examined. Families of key military personnel stepped forward. Some claimed deathbed confessions. One involved a colonel who allegedly said, "We took it to Hangar 18. It wasn't from here." He didn't elaborate. He never had the chance. He died days later. Inside the National Archives, requests for original Roswell documents met a strange resistance. Files had been misplaced, redacted, or simply didn't exist. It was as if someone had rearranged the past, carefully, deliberately, one classified drawer at a time. In Roswell, tourism boomed. But beneath the gift shops and UFO museums, a deeper unease remained. Was it all just a myth wrapped in paranoia? Or was the truth hiding in plain sight? Satellite images of the original crash site show scorch marks that do not match lightning or brush fires. Soil samples tested decades later revealed anomalies in magnetic residue. And then there were the tapes. In 2002, an anonymous source leaked audio allegedly captured in a military briefing, referencing biological entities and non-terrestrial technology. The voice, cold and clipped, never revealed his identity. The tape was quickly buried by news cycles, but it circulated in underground forums, fueling the legend. As the 21st century marched forward, something strange began to happen. Declassified documents hinted at aerial phenomena that defied modern physics. Pentagon task forces admitted to years of tracking unidentified aerial vehicles. Video footage from Navy jets showed objects rotating mid-air, without wings, without propulsion, without explanation. The stigma faded. The silence cracked. And Roswell stood like a skeleton key. A moment when the door might have opened, if only for a breath, before being slammed shut again. Was it a craft? A probe? A warning? Was it ours? Was it theirs? Or was it something else entirely? The desert keeps its secrets. Winds sweep across the empty plains, but they do not erase what happened. They only scatter it, piece by piece,
like the debris Mac Brazel once found glinting in the morning sun. Somewhere beneath layers of story and silence, the truth still waits, and it's watching.
If this mystery pulled you in, if the secrets of Roswell still echo in your thoughts, then don't let the truth stay buried. Like the video, share it with fellow truth seekers, and subscribe to unlock the next unsolved mysteries.